time to get back in the groove. It's also time to get out of this cold wind. 21 degrees today. Also, time to lock the car. I'm Bill Snodgrass. Welcome to today's episode. Today's episode is on the groove. The groove, getting in the groove, staying in the groove, being in the groove. Yeah, the groove. That's what we're talking about today. Being in the groove. It's an expression we use to talk about when we get our process really working for us, where everything is going right, we're getting everything done, and we say we're in the groove. We're talking about being in the groove today, and a couple lessons, a couple things to think about while we're in the groove. Let's groove over here to the desk and get set up for some coffee time. So the idea of being in a groove is it's a concept that everything is working right. It's you've got your system figured out and the system is working. You're getting the things done that you need to get done. Well, sometimes though, you have that system working and then something unexpected occurs. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. That means coffee is ready. Yesterday ended with a swim meet, which I knew the swim meet early in the day, and then as I was getting ready to shoot the swim meet, I discovered that there was also a basketball game. And also yesterday, Gnarly and Nammons came by to do their show and record their segments, and so I ended up with. So I had one of the other guys in the photography club was shooting basketball pictures, and then another person was shooting swimming pictures. And so we had 3 cameras, and there was junior varsity and varsity basketball plus swimming. And so there's like 3 events and 3 cameras, and there's SD cards all over the place. And I was sitting here trying to figure out how to keep that organized, and I realized I have dry erase markers. And this is so I just wrote on the desk. So these are done, and this is I gotta do. These are the notes for this video, and then this SD card still has things I need to do on it. Also shot a tutorial of the talking part of how to shoot a swim meet. So I got that to do. This episode we're talking about the groove. I was in a groove in November. I got in the groove in November. I was getting everything, especially probably the second half of November. Got my lessons done, got my agenda set up in the computer for school, and then I had time to shoot the video, to edit the video. Also, I was working on my World of SILIAR project. I had that groove. I was working it, and through Christmas holiday, the groove was different. It was a lot easier because I had so much more time. And then right there at the end, and then these first 2 days back, there was something about these first 2 days back that affected being in the groove. So we're going to talk about what happens when your groove runs into problems, when the reality of your situation and the practices of your groove don't line up. All right. I'm gonna drink my coffee and have a couple granola bar things or whatever, and see where all this lands. Check the emails for today or yesterday's emails to see if there's anything I need to do for today. So we will check back in a little while. Checking back in a little while. Talking about staying in the groove and what happens when the groove doesn't seem to go where where you want it to go. And clean this off. I don't know why they call it dry erase, because erase is so much better with their for sale, spray that comes with it, the board cleaner. So I'm going to do this next, because this is where I want to put my hand for my mouse. So I want to go ahead and do this one. So clean that off. Yeah, they should just call it like, it's not really dry erase. It's you get our special spray and it will erase. You can also, if you ever get, that's another story. If you ever get Sharpie on something that you don't want Sharpie on and you can't get it off, you can go over the Sharpie with a dry erase. You can, scribble off, and then when you dry erase off the dry erase, take the Sharpie off too. That's science. All right, don't lose that. That's kind of the whole point of the note, was that little disc right there. And so far all clear on the things to do, emails and that sort of stuff. So I will double check that before too long. The groove. There comes a time there are unexpected things. And when you find yourself really in the groove and everything is working really, really well, you need to go, I should build into this the possibility that something is going to happen that I'm not expecting. That something is going to happen that because if everything goes according to plan, then the plan is going to be awesome. If all the external variables that you can't control remain the same, the plan that works is going to continue to work. That's just a cool thing. That's the groove. That plan that is working. I'm getting it all done. I hit my stride. I got everything going on. I'm in the groove. I wonder where that comes from. Probably something, I don't know. I don't know what the ideology on in the groove is. Might be music, probably. Could be jazz. Sounds like something that would be, just get in the groove, stay with the, I don't know. That would be interesting. I may overscreen that if I find anything. So then something that you're not expecting happens. Or it's coming, but it's not part of the routine. What do you do about that? I've got two things to consider for dealing with the unexpected that is going to come. Dealing with the unexpected, what does that do to your groove, and what do you do so that you can continue to be productive when the external variables change and they're not accounted for by your plan? So we get this done, and I think we need to go over, get set up in the other room. So that's kind of the direction that we're going. So I got plenty of time. What is that? 6:36. So we got plenty of time. I could have just looked at the computer screen. So, all right, be right back. So the first thing you need to think about when you're in the groove, and you want to not get out of the groove, is the possibility that something is going to come up, or you may even know that something is going to come up. And so the first strategy for keeping the groove going, or making the most use of being in the groove, the first strategy is get ahead. Work a little bit more, do a little bit more than you have to do to stay caught up in order to get ahead. If you can get a day or two ahead in whatever the thing is that you're working on, then when that thing that comes up that's not part of the routine, when that hits, you'll still be able to keep being productive and efficient because you got ahead. You did some things to get ahead. That may mean coming in early or staying late. That may mean, sacrificing a little TV. One of the guys I kind of have a YouTube relationship with is Brian Vlasich. Brian said in a recently comment or something, video, that in order to do what he does, he has kind of stopped watching a lot of TV. He doesn't watch much TV anymore, and that's a way that he is finding time to stay ahead and to get ahead. And I don't watch a lot of TV either. I think that's because the recreation time of what would be spent watching TV is spent producing content, producing creative things. All right. First strategy for the groove. First strategy for making the groove work for you is to get ahead. All right, I got to get to a meeting. I've got to get to a meeting. All right, it is lunchtime. The students they've gone off to eat lunch. So I thought I would bring this video on being in the groove, try to bring it to a close. But before I wrap it up, a couple of exciting things that are in the works. Charlie and so Gnarly and then Nammons, their video is going to come out before this one, and then Charlie and Jacinda will be also recording this week. They're going to try to both groups are going to try to do weekly videos or something like that. So those will be clearly labeled Gnarly, Nammons and Gnarly, and Charlie and Jacinda. I think that's the show titles. Those will be coming out, so you can look forward to watching those things. The photography club today. What else? That's kind of the high point of today. Photography club today, and also be photography club tomorrow on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I think there's another swim meet tomorrow. So that's kind of some of the things that I have going for me this week. Besides, the teaching, and we're doing nuclear chemistry this week, so that's kind of out there for me. It's sort of some new ground to tread as a teacher. All right, getting in the groove. So getting back in the groove after a holiday is always kind of a challenge. And that getting back in the groove, a lot of times that means catching up. A lot of times that means that you've got to get back to what was working. You've got to get back to those things that used to work, and that sometimes means catching up. Just like getting ahead, catching up oftentimes that requires putting in extra time, extra effort, getting up early, staying up late, trying to get those extra things in, cutting back even more on things that you might be trying to do, TV, those sorts of things, recreation sort of things. Get caught up, get back in the groove. Once you're caught up, you kind of get that groove going, get that groove working for you. And then, like I said earlier, I recommend that when you get the chance, try to get a little bit ahead, so that when interruptions do come, you don't get completely, wrecked by those interruptions. So getting in the groove, stay in the groove, put in the time and the effort it takes to do those sorts of things. Hopefully this was enjoyable to you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this episode, please, this video, please click the like buttons, sign up for notifications, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, a question, a suggestion. That is all for this episode. I will see you in the next one.